Hi to everyone. In this lecture, I'm just going to discuss about some of the examples related to the linked list. Okay. So in the last video, we have discussed about the procedures called get node and return. Now we are going to discuss about as how to create a linked list with the two nodes in which we are going to store the data called mat and pat. Okay, so let's see how we are going to do that one. Yes, see this procedure here. We are going to define the procedure called create two. Why they are going to call the procedure name as creative? Is it mandatory? It's not mandatory to name your procedure as creative, but they have named it as create2 so as to give a meaningful name. Okay. So actually create it's used to create a linked list. It's just representing the creation. Okay. And two, it just represents you are going to create a linked list with the two nodes. Okay. And here we are going to pass a pointer called t. Why we are going to pass a pointer called a t here means what is mean by t means, for example, I am going to create a linked list with two nodes. Okay, in order to identify the first node of your linked list, I can have a pointer. That pointer can be called as a t. So T it's nothing but a pointer which is pointing to the first node in your linked list. You can call this pointer either as T or else it can be of head or else it can be of start also. Okay. So in case if you are going to make use of head, by that time you have to pass it here as head. Okay, that's it. If you are going to make use of start, you have to pass the argument as start. It's up to your choice only. Okay. So whenever if you are going to create a list of nodes means first the operations to be done is you have to get a free node. As we have seen in the previous video, we have to make use of the avail list so as to collect the free node. Okay. So for collecting the free node, you have to make use of the procedure called get node. Okay. In order to call that procedure, here I am just going to make use of the keyword call. Actually, call is the keyword which is used to call your functions and procedures. Okay. So get node of I means it's a procedure which is used to call your free node which is available in your free list. Will it send all the free nodes in the available list means? Definitely not. It will just send the first node in your avail list. Avail list first node alone which will be returned. Okay. And then that returned node which will be pointed by the pointer I. So actually I refers to the free empty node which has been retrieved from the avail list. Okay. Next, what we have to do is we have to make the pointer so as to point to the first node in your linked list. It means I got the free node and this node is named as I have to make the T pointer so as to point to the first node in my list. That's why here I am writing the statement as t is equal to I. It means the value of actually it refers to the assignment will always be from right to left. It means t is going to t is a pointer which is pointing to the node I. So after doing these things, we have to give the data for our new node, right? That's why here we are writing the statement as data of I is equal to mat. So it means while executing these things, mat which will get stored here. Okay. So after doing these things, one node is created. But as per our question, we have to create two nodes, right? We have to create a linked list with the two nodes. One is called mat and next one is called pat. We have created one node as mat. The next task is to create one more node with a data called pat. So in order to do that task, again we have to get a free node. That's why here we are using call get node of I. Okay, so it means we are going to get a free node from our available list. Next, what we are going to do it, we are going to, will you set the T pointer to point to this a newly created node means you are not supposed to do it because this is not the first node in your linked list. That's why what we are going to do it here is we are just first going to get a free node by using the statement called get node of I. So after doing these things, we are going to set a link of t equal to I. Link of t is equal to I means we are going to attach the first node to the second node. It means the link of the first node which will be pointing to the newly created node. So after doing these things, you have to set the link of the newly created node as null. And then the data of this one as pat. In order to do that one, here we are going to write the statement as link of I is equal to 0. And in order to store the data, we are going to set data of I is equal to pat. Then as usual, you have to end your procedure. So while ending the procedure, you have to end your procedure by means of the keyword end and the name of your procedure. That's why end created too. So this is the concept. Okay. Once again I am saying what we are going to do. It means we are going to create a list. It contains two nodes. In the statement itself, they have clearly mentioned us you are just going to create a linked list with two nodes only. The data are mat and pat. So there is no necessity to check whether the head node is null or not and all. So directly you can create get the free node from your our list and then you can make the pointer so as to point to your free node and then you can set the data to it. Actually, I refers to the first node in your linked list. T is a pointer which is pointing to your first node. Okay. So here easily you can say T equal to I. So it means the newly created node is being pointed by the pointer T. Then we are going to set the data for that empty node. So data of I is equal to mat. In order to get a new free node for storing the second data, again we are going to call get node of I. Okay, and then in order to set the link of t, that means we are just going to make the first node to point to the second node. We are going to write a link of t is equal to I. Now the I is referring to the second node only. Okay. So next, in order to set the link for this second node, we are writing link of I is equal to 0. And then we are going to write the data of I is equal to pat. Then you are closing your procedure. Okay. In case if you are having any doubt, kindly post your queries. Thank you.